Good evening. The tourism sector was rocked by an explosion at the Grand Bahia Principe Hotel in Runaway Bay, St. Anne, Wednesday morning. The explosion resulted in 2 hotel staff members reportedly suffering from injuries. The explosion is said to have taken place in one of the hotel's restaurants. According to a police source, the explosion happened around 5 a.m. Footage of the aftermath has been uploaded to social media showing broken windows and torn down ceilings. The injured employees were reportedly rushed to hospital where they received treatment and were released. Paternity leave for fathers of newborns and family leave for adoptive parents bringing a new child into the home for public sector workers is now in effect. The new measure became effective January 1, 2023. The announcement for the introduction was made by the Ministry of Finance and the Public Service during Civil Service Week in November 2022. At that time, it was also noted that the proposed increase of paid maternity leave from 40 days to 3 months would also commence on January 1. The new measures form part of the agreement brokered between the government and public sector unions arising from the current public sector compensation review. A Manchester couple was discovered dead in a suspected murder-suicide 3 days into the new year. After filing a missing person complaint with the police, Keith and Stephanie Ellis, who were both in their 40s, were discovered dead at their home in Bonita Crescent in Mandeville, Manchester, in the middle of the day on Tuesday. The husband, also known as Ricky, a former taxi driver, was found hanging from a scaffold in the back of the property, while his wife, a bank employee, was found inside the home with a wound to her forehead. According to a police source, a crowbar, thought to be the murder weapon, was discovered at the scene. Allegedly, the couple was going through a divorce. And Mello TV will provide you further updates on this developing story in subsequent newscasts. The Westmoreland police have commenced a probe into the shooting death of one of their colleagues who is believed to have committed suicide at his home in Phase 1 of Landila housing scheme in Savannah Lamar, Westmoreland this morning. The officer, Corporal HORACE McDermott, is said to have been stationed at the Froome police station in Westmoreland. Reports by the police are that McDermott's body was discovered shortly after 8 this morning with a gunshot wound. It is reported that his service pistol was also discovered inside the room beside him. Investigators theorize that the popular traffic cop took his own life with his service pistol. One neighbor of the deceased, Corporal, told our news team that McDermott was a very humble and kind individual who always believed in helping others and always participated in various community activities. The shooting death of a man in Mount Salem, St. James on Tuesday night has taken the total number of persons killed in the parish of St. James since the start of the year to 2. The victim has been identified as 27-year-old Nicholas Clarke, otherwise called Kid, and unemployed of Lot 64 Main Street in Mount Salem, St. James. Reports are that about 10:45 p.m., the now deceased was at home with his father, after which he reportedly went outside for a bucket of water. His father later heard several gunshots coming from the yard, and upon investigating, he found his son suffering from gunshot wounds. He raised an alarm, and the police were summoned, and upon arrival, it was discovered that the victim was shot multiple times. The scene was processed, and Clarke was transported to the Cornwall Regional Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. Clarke's killing comes a day after an English national was also murdered by a lone gunman at a guest house in Bogue Hill, St. James. Police Commissioner Major General Anthony Anderson has challenged the Jamaica Constabulary Force, the JCF, with approaching the new year with a proactive, problem-solving approach to policing. At the Commissioner's annual devotion, which was held on Tuesday, January 3, at the police headquarters on Old Hope Road under the theme, Relentless Pursuit of Excellence, a Force for Good, Commissioner Anderson urged the team to search for solutions when there are issues and when there are obstacles to foster opportunities. Commissioner Anderson's assertion is made against the landscape of a year that saw Jamaica recording 1,400 498 murders in 2022, according to latest crime statistics from the Jamaica Constabulary Force. This is 24 more homicides when compared to last year of 2021. Data contained in the latest statistics indicate that 1,474 murders were recorded in 2021. This is a different figure from previous information released by the JCF, which stated that 1,463 murders were recorded last year. Going back to the 2022 figures, St. James, with 198 homicides, is the most murderous division, followed by St. Catherine North with 145. Westmoreland recorded 140, St. Andrew South 131, and St. Catherine South 113. Portland had the least number of murders with just 14. Shootings, injured persons, and rape recorded declines year on year. However, there are increases in robberies and break-ins in 2022. The police commissioner also stated that in September 2022, the nation had been dealing with 5 murders per day, therefore SOEs in place for a total of 6 weeks during the year. Commissioner Anderson expressed an expectation of a downward trend and to sustain that trajectory. Kingston West detectives assigned to the St. Catherine South Criminal Investigations Branch has named Ayotan Cargill, otherwise called Bow of Madden Street, Kingston 12, as wanted for murder. Cargill was urged to report to the Portmore CIB by this afternoon, Wednesday, January 4 at 5 p.m. Additionally, anyone knowing the whereabouts of Ayotan Cargill is urged to call the Portmore Police at 876-949-8403, Police 119 emergency number, Crime Stop at 311, or the nearest police station. A man has been charged by the police following the seizure of a firearm and ammunition on Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5 on Tuesday, January 3. Charged with unauthorized possession of prohibited weapon and unauthorized possession of ammunition is 28-year-old Neil Patrick Logan, a tiler of Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5. Reports from the Denham Town Police are that about 5:45 p.m., a team conducted operations at Logan's home. A Taurus 9mm pistol with a magazine containing 10 9mm cartridges were found inside his bedroom. He was subsequently arrested and charged. And that's our news package for this evening. Thank you for tuning in to Mello TV News. I'm Nicole Hales. Stay safe and pleasant viewing.